Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Um, we have a lot to do this week. Um, the twins have eye doctor appointments. I have an appointment. I have two appointments, one today and one tomorrow. And then I don't know what else the rest of the week. I saw a meme that said, you're supposed to take care of your elderly neighbors. And you're supposed to check in on them and bring donuts. Well, I wake up around 6:30 in the morning, so I don't know if 51 is eligible or not. Am I old enough for donuts and to be checked on? Nobody's checking on me. I'm doing the checking. Anyway, I just saw that meme and I thought that was a little bit funny. Oh, there's a man near here he stands at a intersection holding a sign, "Dad jokes for tips." Free dad jokes for tips. No, clean dad jokes for tips is what it says. And one time me and Zakia stopped and he said that growing up in Mississippi, he always wondered where was Mr. Sippy. And later he found out he was up the river between Louisiana and Alabama. So I thought that was a bit funny. And then he said, the difference between a crocodile, you know what's the difference between a crocodile and an alligator? He said, well, if you want alligator shoes, you have to go to a fancy store and pay a lot of money. And if you want Crocs, you go to Walmart and get them for $50. I thought that was cute. I don't know if Walmart sells actual Crocs, and I don't know if $50 is the actual price, but it's funny anyway. I watched a show on Netflix. It said, well, it's a stand-up comedy show, and the lady's name is Rosebud Baker. So I was watching it. It's about childbirth and having children, and it's very funny if you like that kind of, if you like stand-up comedy. And if you, especially if you're a woman, very funny. She talks about things that interested me anyway. So I have my fresh pot of coffee with half and half in my cup, and just needed to lighten the mood a little. Now that Bojack is officially our dog, and we have made an agreement with the original owner. They have toddlers, so he's not an appropriate pet for the toddlers because he's rough and he is strong and he needs older kids or adults to train him. And take care of him. Because he's a puppy. And puppies are rambunctious anyway. I thought maybe I could give them one of my cats. I told them to get up. I don't know if they're up yet or not. I have to go make sure the boys are up for their appointment. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Frida Stauffer. And this is my coffee. I'm already boiling beans. I like this shirt because it says, "Let's get lost." When my husband and I were newlyweds, we used to drive around in the country in Pennsylvania because I lived there at the time, and he moved there so we could get married. And anyway, we would drive around in the country and look at each other and say, "Let's get lost." And getting lost was the most fun thing I ever did in my life. Getting lost on purpose and then ending up in places in parts unknown. We found some fun, cool places. One place we stopped at a park that had a lake, and we sat on a bench for a while. And then when we left, we were driving a few miles, and then my husband said, "I left my phone on the bench." So we had to turn around and go back, and his phone was still there. So we turned around and went back and got it. But it was a beautiful place. There were a lot of people there having fun. I will never forget that. And we used to go on top of a mountain, Flagstaff or something, and it was, we had a beautiful view from up there, Flagstaff. I think there was a restaurant up there, but it was a really big mountain to go up. We had lots of fun. It was before the twins were born. We had a lot of fun. And then I lost my job because I couldn't do it because I was pregnant with twins. And then, well, they laid me off. They would have hired me back if I had stayed in Allentown. And I wanted it back. But I would rather come to the South because the whole time I was in Pennsylvania, I missed the South. I wanted to live in the South. I didn't like that snow that laid on the ground for a month. So it was too dark and cold. And we get winter here, but it's much shorter. And that's the kind of winter I don't mind as much. So we have appointments this afternoon, me and my niece. So I'm cooking the beans now for the kids' Taco Tuesday, even though it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm making them refried beans. I boil them and throw away the first water, and then I add more water and keep boiling them. And it takes a while to boil them. I thought if I do it in the morning, I'll be relaxed and I won't mess them up. How many times I put too much salt or something, or burned them or something because I was rushed when I was making them, and I was trying to get them done in between short segments of time, and I always ruin them when I try that. So I'm doing it now in the morning. Alternatively, I can use canned ones, vegetarian canned refried beans, but I prefer to do the boil them myself. I throw away the first water because the first water is kind of gross, and the second water is then they make nice creamy beans with the second water, and it doesn't have that sour taste that it has in the first water. I don't know. I try things in the kitchen because I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. I follow my own little thing, and I find ways to change it. And sometimes I make mistakes, but then I know which way doesn't work. So when we walk the pup, we have a lot of fun. My neighbors come out, all the dog lovers come out, and they want to see the pup and talk to us. It's kind of cool when his previous owner sees us out with him. He honks his horn and waves because he sees us out there, and it's cool because we get to know neighbors that we didn't know before. And my daughter can work with him and train him better because he's calmer after he walks. Because when I take the flirt stick, he really gets the most out of the walk. And then because he plays hard, and then he's much calmer when we come back, and then she can train him to sit and things like that. Because we get his energy out, make him a little bit tired, and then he's easier to train. Because he's a rambunctious little pup, he has a lot of energy. It's just like kids. When my kids were little, I would take them to the park every day for 2 hours in the morning when it was gorgeous weather. I loved those days. They especially the time in Little Rock. We lived in North Little Rock, and then I took them to Burns Park every day, every morning, and we would bring their buckets and shovels, and they'd play in the sand. Sometimes I brought snacks, of course, and drinks in their sippy cups, and they would play, and I would put Hassan in the swing and push him in the swing, and the boys would play in the sand with their buckets and shovels. And then they'd come home tired and ready for bubble baths and naps. And so I'm kind of using that philosophy with the puppy. If we take him for a walk and play him hard, then it's easier to train him to do other things. And he's not as excited and playful and rough. He plays really rough. He bites, but he's wagging his tail. He's not trying to hurt us. He just wants to play. So, but I hope we can get him trained out of that. I've trained him pretty well that if I say, let go, he'll let go. I hope he keeps doing that because, and also I don't reward him every time he does something good. Sometimes the reward is pets, and he likes to be petted. And it doesn't always have to be a snack, but snacks are good. They're a good training tool. He likes them. We found the ones from Dollar Tree that I got that were the brand, was it Kinder or something? I got a few packs of those, and they're too big for him, so I cut them. I take a pair of old scissors and cut them in fourths, so they're just bite-sized for him. And that's a perfect little treat. And Zakia has a fanny pack, and we're using it as his treat pack. He knows what it is. But we have fun with him. My husband, when my husband sees us busy with the dog, he says, "So that dog is going to take all our time now?" Well, he's going to take a lot because, first of all, he's a puppy, and puppies need to be trained, and they need a lot of attention because they're puppies and it's their training time. When he's a grown dog, he'll probably lay around. He won't play as much. I wonder if getting him neutered will make him less aggressive. Some people say it doesn't. Doesn't make a difference. But it's crossed my mind that maybe we should neuter him. I'm going to go turn those beans down.